So, it's been almost 6 years since Genshin got released, and now we're finally exploring Snezhnaya, but I don't know, it's such a weird feeling to witness the land of Cryo after so much waiting. And so I thought, why not share my thoughts about this highly anticipated region? Because there's a lot of interesting new concepts Hoyo is dabbling with, even if some of these ideas feel a little half-baked. But don't get me wrong, this region feels extremely impressive, and the Archon quest, especially the second half, mwah, chef's kiss. But yeah, if I had to start somewhere, well, I guess let's start with the first thing we get to interact with, the constructs. It's an interesting idea for sure. Obviously, if you've played Enfield or Death Stranding, you'll feel right at home with this system, and it is quite useful. You've got the classic zip lines, which can help with setting up some farming routes. There's also constructs just there to help solve puzzles, and we even have these nice storage devices and bollards, which can provide healing and stuff. It's great, until we get to these annoying Dark Souls messages or icons. I don't know about you, but majority of these messages are maliciously placed to just state some useless troll message, and sometimes they end up between materials I'm trying to gather. I mean, this obviously will heavily depend on what kind of messages or icons end up in your world, but I found them to be quite disruptive when I'm just trying to explore at my own pace. It's actually funny because one of the breakout results on Google Trends was how to turn off ice constructs, and so many Genshin content creators made shorts or just full-on guides how to turn them off. So it is quite ironic that at least from the social media side, these constructs were received with a mixed reception. To be fair, similar thing happened to Enfield's constructs as well. Although I find it especially grating when I use Stellar Conduct teams and that Starlight Prism ends up showing up with drop materials, and I always enable or disable it randomly. Again, cool idea, but I personally will finish exploring Snezhnaya with constructs turned off because I just like to discover things on my own. It's not like Dark Souls where I'm afraid to drop my souls on a bad spot, and those messages could help with survival. On the contrary, world exploration is quite chill in Genshin, and if I need help finding some chests or oculi, I can use the interactive map or the compass. Now, the next big thing we gotta talk about would be the third-person shooter mode. Honestly, I like it a lot, and before even talking about it, I just realized how much extra random stuff Genshin has when you think about it. There's Serenity Pod, a dedicated card game, rhythm game, a separate UGC mode, and now a cover shooter. At this point, it just makes sense for Hoyo to make some wacky new thing you'd least expect to see in the game. Still, there are some things I need to vent about when it comes to this mode. Although, for now, I feel a little cold from all of this Snezhnaya weather. How about something warmer? This video is sponsored by Mahjong Soul, an online multiplayer game that takes Riichi Mahjong and gives it a stylish anime twist. It's been going strong for 7 years, and the developers have been constantly updating the game with tons of new content for all of you Mahjong fans out there. And now is the best time to jump into the game because of the insane summer update, running from August 18th until September 8th. The main addition is Chi-Lin, a limited character. That's right, you can collect beautiful anime girls in this game, and she arrives alongside her exclusive animated outfit, Sunward Courser. By increasing your bond with her, you can unlock special Riichi, custom victories, and portrait frame decorations. And most importantly, this spicy animated Bond outfit, which looks too good. The new Sun, Salt, and Summer outfit series is also here, featuring fresh looks for Yuan Xiao, Leah, who looks extra spicy as always, and of course, who could forget Sweet Ryan, along with a brand new outfit for Anju Suzumiya. I swear, I'm gonna be no-lifing this game and get all the new outfits. The 2025 Summer Night Breeze outfits are returning as well, alongside limited cosmetics such as tablecloths, tile backs, winning effects, and more. Oh, and don't forget to jump into the Beachside Cabana event, complete missions in this cute chibi minigame, and earn free rewards. Who doesn't love free stuff, right? So make sure to download Mahjong Soul by using my link in the description and join the summer update. Alright, so let's talk about the shooter mode. I think the most interesting thing about it would be the fact Genshin, not counting Miliastra mode, finally has some PvP. Well, in terms of leaderboards. And it's not just between friends. I think each leaderboard is based on the region, like I'm from the Europa region, but anyway, how it works is that there are a total of 3 stages in this special mode called Edge of Survival, and currently each one has a high score system. To be frank, as someone who sucks at shooters, especially because I have problems with my wrist, I think it's still possible to just enable all modifiers and beat the stage once. No matter how much score you'll get, it'll be enough to get all 4 medals per stage. The big high score is really just there for bragging rights, nothing else. Otherwise, obtaining medals from each stage lets you redeem cool rewards like new weapon parts, portrait frame, and even a new cosmetic look. Not sure if it will have new cycles, it probably will, but at least there's no indicator these 3 stages can expire, so I don't think there's any FOMO to this mode. Now, that's the endgame mode, but a lot of the areas in Snezhnaya are strictly designed just for the shooter mode, since the way they integrated this whole mechanic was through this shadow world anomaly. So you arm yourself with a gun or two and blast with the enemies in specific areas of the map. Now, I'm pretty sure after each stage, I went back to the map before it's engulfed in Shadow Realm, and I don't think there's anything you can find in there. Basically, there's no exploration in these zones. They are purely dedicated for shooter mode. I mean, technically I can farm some materials from enemies, and I can pick up a few flowers. So yeah, these places are just there for you to play the cover shooter mode. I guess to make up for the lack of exploration in these zones, you can look for these shadow wing drops hidden around the area, and they can be used similarly to how oculi work and obtain some extra rewards and even improve the separate stamina bar from when you're blasting around. Honestly, I think it's fine when there are small areas on the map acting as battle arenas, but I don't want to spoil things too much because I know everyone plays at a different pace. However, there are two really big zones of Snezhnaya in particular where the shooter mode intertwines a little too much. Like I'm talking about, you legit need to explore while in the shooter mode, so you lose the ability to glide, climb, and so on. For me, it's just a change of pace. I've been doing exploration pretty much the same way for 6 years now, but I get it. For some who just want to explore the usual way, these areas might end up quite annoying. And oh my god, I suck at playing Genshin on the phone, so I don't even know how you guys will feel about exploration during the shooter mode in some of these areas. Maybe it's fine, I don't know. I mean, overall, it's an interesting way to experience Genshin, especially since I didn't even mention this yet, but the guns actually rely on elemental reactions to deliver big damage. The main way to maximize them would be by doing stellar conduct reactions, or even shooting at the prism to trigger various effects. So it's always nice to see devs utilizing elemental system in yet another type of gameplay mode. Just don't misunderstand me. There's still a ton of exploration in Snezhnaya outside the shooter mode, and I think a lot of exploration this time around is super fun. There's lots of cool secrets I've found even by just exploring one area, and it's actually funny how a few days ago I noticed my Starfell value was sitting at 97% in Mondstadt, and the compass couldn't locate anything. So by going through the good old YouTube video guide of hidden chests, I discovered so many cool little secrets from Mondstadt that I never noticed in 6 years. And now, when comparing to Snezhnaya, it also feels like exploration this time around is a lot more playful, and of course, a lot more experimental, especially with the construct system. But yeah, aside from these two major additions, everything else in the game is just more of the same. I guess I could quickly share my thoughts about the current meta since you made it this far into the video. I think it's pretty nice so far. Yes, the jump in power is already noticeable with just Adet on the team, but it's stellar conduct right now providing a ton of value. I really dislike the way Nardcry approached new reactions by locking them behind limited 5 stars. So to see a Cryo Traveler become such a strong unit because you can not only deal big damage with the Traveler, but also enable Stellar Conduct and Stellar Swirl, yeah, this is something that should have been done in Nardcry in some kind of way. Not only that, but some older units like Wriothesley and Mizuki are also now enjoying their spotlight in the meta. And I think with a big roster of over 100 characters, this is probably one of the better ways to make older units relevant. Obviously, a lot of people expect that, since we are already seeing a power spike right now, means things might get a little crazy once Tsaritsa arrives, meaning she'll probably break a DPS ceiling or two. Who knows? It's kind of been like that for a while. New region, higher DPS ceilings. All in all, I've been immensely enjoying my time with 7.0 update. It's crazy how after so many regions, the devs still find ways to make things interesting. However, that doesn't mean everything is amazing. There's definitely some things that can be improved upon, as I pointed out. Nothing is ever perfect. I personally would have loved to see shooter mode a bit less while exploring Snezhnaya, just because I think world design this time around is incredible, and I just wanted to explore it the usual way. I didn't even talk about this, but the railway system is a really cool idea. I love that I have my own personal train, and I can quickly submit dailies and check out all the new features inside it, or just craft essential materials. However, I did notice you can break into the train by just using Snezhnaya's skill, which is pretty funny, and yeah, just shows that even something so cool like a moving train in a gacha game can be broken to certain interactions. But hey, that's Genshin, baby. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe and press the like button, and let me know in the comments what you've been enjoying the most in Snezhnaya's region. Just please don't tell me what I'm thinking about. Oh no.